Hello. Well, I've been on a roller coaster. You know, people on Bricklink, we spend a lot of time parting out sets, inventory, audit checks. I mean, it's intense, and you do that for certain reasons, but sometimes things happen that it's just like it's out of your control, and it's if it catches you at the wrong time, it's devastating. And so I did the reopening of the store after more or less having the store for people locally that I've been working with. I decided to open up the store because most of the people here locally don't buy the minifigs or certain parts kind of more specially tuned for that mock building. But anyways, get to the point. PayPal. What the hell? PayPal. Orders were coming in. I started to categorize them uh, to get ready for the picking of the parts on Saturday. When I came back, I had to drive down to Chattanooga University at 6 in the morning. And I figured as soon as I come back, I would start on the picking. But everything changed in the middle of the night. At approximately 1:30, 2 o'clock, probably around then, I get a message from PayPal, more or less that they have stopped accepting using their service and to start answering these questions. In the span of maybe 6 hours, maybe seven, approximately, I don't know exactly, I received about 59 orders. It's a lot. And but a lot of those orders were $10 orders, $12 orders. But there were some that were 300, 200. Um, PayPal flagged it as person stating of in activity that was not typical. And I said, it's kind of a store opening. I'm going to get a large mass of new buyers or people buying since I've been closed for so long. I expected this, right? That's why I even had somebody else helping me with coming over to help pull the orders. Well, as it's asking me for all this information about sending information in of where I got the items that I was selling. Okay, I mean, a phone call. Hey, what are you doing? Blah, blah. Oh, we sell parts of Legos. So I can't send you a person that makes an order where one part comes out of a set of 1,000 pieces where it comes from over the last 12, 15 years. Some sets are obviously not that old. Most of them are not that old, but there are some. So it's like, how can you do that? And I try to explain that, but they didn't ask for one transaction. They were asking for all these transactions. And then they asked, show proof of shipment. And I kind of state I can't show proof of shipment because I have to pick the order. It's approximately 2 days to pick the order. They didn't like that. I said, well, I can't ship the order because if the customer paid for shipping and you're locking the funds that they paid for shipping, how can I pay for the shipping? I know process is like, well, you pay up front and then you get it from, fair enough. But when you have 50 orders, that's a lot of shipping costs to cover up front without access to those funds. But I understand to a certain degree of that, it could be. But it's not just that. It was simply, I needed to provide shipping information for something I can't ship yet. They wanted receipts for items that I haven't always directly purchased, even here in the United States. A lot of the sets I bought was when I was overseas in Europe. So it's just like, I don't have receipts, of the stuff. So, but it's not like, kind of like an argument. It's simply, they're like, oh, okay. Well, their email comes back. I'll read. We are no longer offering PayPal services for this account. Sometimes we can't process account activity for a variety of reasons, including policies, local laws, partner banks, and credit networks. Based on the information we have today, customers were dissatisfied with activity from this business. Based on the information we have today, this is 1:30 in the morning for something I just opened about 6 hours prior. That anybody knows with Bricklink, you don't get the things shipped out within 6 hours. You make an order. They have to pick the order, pack it, take it to the post office. It's a Saturday, okay. But based upon PayPal, we're no longer offering PayPal services for this account. Based on the information we have today, customers were dissatisfied with activity from this business. How? How? Seriously, your account has been permanently deactivated. However, you can still view your transaction history, download statements, and request copies of your data. Before you can withdraw or transfer any remaining funds from your account, we need to hold them for up to a half a year. Unbelievable. We'll review the account and email you when funds are available. How can you learn more? Well, I can't get a hold of anybody at PayPal now, and so the people who have made orders, what do I do? It's like, I I send an order that they're more or less telling me I won't be able to receive up to a half a year later the funds. And who knows with PayPal, it'd be like, what are they going to say? Because customers were dissatisfied, you don't get anything back? I can't afford to take, you know, several $1,000 hit like this. I mean, it's nonsense. So, trying to talk with a couple people, it was stated that use another payment system like Stripe, set up an account, and offer the people who have made purchases to be able to go back and repurchase the items, but using Stripe. I know a lot of people aren't going to like this. I doubt if I was on the other end that someone told me that. I don't know if I would reorder the items. So, I understand if they just forget it and go on their own merry way. I hate it because I was really trying to get this off and running, and now this happens. It's like, boom, you know. So, um, by the way, that message there, we're no longer offering PayPal services for this account based on the information we have today. Customers were dissatisfied with your activity from this business. Okay, so that was at 4:38 in the morning. 4:38. So it was almost 3 hours me sending information to PayPal, writing a thing in all these transactions about what the orders are, what their parts, their pieces, and then to then say this. 3 hours. Obviously, 4:38 in the morning, I had to leave for Chattanooga University to meet a U.S. state rep down there at, I think it was actually 10 o'clock, but I got there on time. It's just I wasn't able to go to sleep. Larry had to stay up all night dealing with this PayPal. Oh, so I've dealt with PayPal many years ago, and I still remember they literally had a person telling me one thing. So I'm looking at the account and stuff, blah, blah, blah. I was married. And someone else telling me the complete different explanation on something. And I was just like, I don't know how it works, but I can't use PayPal. I like PayPal. I've used PayPal. I don't like the fees. I like the stuff with Gel and like Cash App and all this. I think a lot of places are going to get out of charging these fees because there'll be enough companies out there that understand how to do it without fees. But it's like a lot of things. You get a monopoly on the business, you kind of force people to use it. So I only hope if anybody watches this, if you're willing to go back and use the Stripe, which is like more or less using your credit card and goes through a payment system instead of using PayPal. I mean, you know, I think I'll do things to make their orders a little extra special. Anybody who does that, um, because I don't think there will be many, but we'll see. I just can't. I can't, and I hope if anybody sees this also, try to understand. I can't be willing to ship out $300-400 worth of items and wait for a half a year, hoping that PayPal will send me the money. I just can't do that. And maybe if it was one or two, but since they did it with all the orders that I got on the opening night, I can't. This is wrong. You know, and this is another problem. This is Saturday. Tomorrow's Sunday. I mean, I won't be able to talk to him until Monday, but I have to do something now. Do I wait over the weekend or wait for 2 more days? Because then technically people are expecting to get their shipment done by, let's say, Monday or Tuesday, to have that done by Tuesday or Wednesday. And, I can see me sitting there on the phone with PayPal for the next 3 hours and then tell me one thing like, "Oh yes, we got this all good, we got this worked out." Oh, sorry, no, no, it's not letting us. It's, I can't, this runaround. It just can't work out. And by the way, this is good. This should be to know. PayPal. Been using this PayPal account. I don't know, for a year, over a year. It's been a while. So I've been using it when I buy some stuff on Bricklink. I've been using it for eBay. I think some people paid by eBay. Some other things. It's happened enough to where I've had it for a while. So I just don't know. All right. I appreciate it. Sorry again for anybody that's directly affected by this.